I would RKO my own grandmother.
You ever think back to the moments that made you a wrestling fan? Okay, yes, the flashy entrances, yes, the belts, yes, the big meaty men slapping meat in the ring in their underwear.
That was real gay, my nigga!
But like, I'm talking more specifically about the moments that literally broke your heart. For me, bro, I was 8 years old watching Randy Orton destroy my hero John Cena. The man punted John Cena's head square in the head. He tied up Cena in an I Quit match. He set him off. He almost tried to kill him with pyrotechnic. Like, I remember sitting there thinking, man, yo, what kind of evil shit is he on? I hated him so much that when John Cena finally got his revenge, it felt like justice. It felt like I literally like beat Randy Orton up in that ring.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
But here's the thing though, like, I don't really feel that way watching wrestling anymore. Or rather, the moments that feel like that are few and far between. And it's certainly like not happening in WWE, at least not as much as it used to. And I think I figured out why. I think it's because nobody wants to be booed anymore. Before I get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Mandi, and this is MandiMania. And if you're into deep dives about wrestling psychology, hit that subscribe button with a sweet chin music. Subscribe button, and let's talk about it. Because I think wrestling has a heel problem. I think that it's not just in the creative sense, but I think it's in the spiritual sense. And hear me out, alright? But I think we've lost the true villain. Let's start with the obvious, right? Everyone knows it's a show now, right? Everyone knows wrestling is a show. Everyone knows it's fake. We're too aware, right? We don't really boo the bad guys, or rather, we boo the bad booking more than we boo the bad guys. We analyze the character more than we hate them or love them. Like, bro, I remember when wrestlers used to live for the hate, and now it feels like they live for like the engagement. Like, a lot of them are just like clip farming and aura farming right now. Like, they do want heat, but not if it hurts their brand. At least that's how it feels watching it as a spectator. You can feel it, bro. Every promo, every feud, or every like turn, I feel like it's designated more to spark a conversation, spark a reaction, and it's more like that's the priority more than it is about like thing that's like sustained over time. I feel like we don't get real heels anymore. Like, we get tweeners now. Everyone is trying to be cool, or everyone is trying to be morally gray, or being the justified heel. And that's cool. I guess nuance is important, but god damn, can we get some people that I can like boo and hate? God damn. And look, I get it, bro. Like, okay, we are in the reality era. Drew McIntyre's like frustration makes sense. The bloodline costing him his championship opportunities for years, and also the fact that okay, he never had his big moment in front of a crowd. That all makes sense, bro. Even Roman Reigns' power complex makes sense. Even CM Punk's arrogance makes sense. They're all layered, they're all complex, and they're all human in their own kind of ways, and it's good storytelling. But it doesn't make you feel the same way. I don't know if this makes sense, but in the 2000s, bro, I don't think the wrestlers wanted to be understood, or like the best villains, the characters themselves didn't want to be understood. They wanted to be hated, or the best ones anyways. Like, Randy Orton didn't really care about psychology. He wanted you to hate his guts. Everything he did was because he was a pure dickhead. He wanted you to hate his guts. Edge didn't care that you thought he was justified. Even if you look back at his actions years later retrospectively, like watch my first video about what wrestling is about. Yes, you can look at his action and be like, yes, his ambition drove him to that point where he would do anything to succeed. But Edge himself was not thinking like that. He would throw his own grandmother under a bus if it meant he sniffed an opportunity to touch a championship. He cashed in on people when they were most vulnerable. Who else is an example? JBL made people feel uncomfortable. He was literally playing a MAGA character.
You get out of here. You go back to Mexico, and you tell your Mexican friends, you tell your Mexican family that they better stay in Mexico. You John Bradshaw Layfield. We'll be waiting.
That was the job back in the day, and you really like hated their guts. Today, bro, even when someone does pull off like great heel work, like MJF, who I think is one of the best heels in the last 10 to 5 years, even when like you do reach those levels of heat, eventually it gets celebrated and you get respected. Usually, bro, it would like happen retrospectively, or like it would happen after a while, bro. These days, when someone does something truly terrible, or when someone becomes such an irredeemable character, after like a few weeks or a few months, with a few exceptions of course, we start to celebrate it because damn, this guy really made me feel. The crowd cheers the performance and not the malice. I don't know if that makes sense. The things that Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland were doing to each other, I didn't even know who was the heel or the face at that point, bro. Like Dominik Mysterio, also, he was the closest thing we had to a true heel in years. People booed him relentlessly. He couldn't even speak. He was like, yo. It was like, cállate, déjame hablar. Please let me speak. They wouldn't let him say a word without him getting booed. It was glorious. I loved it. But then something happened. We started to respect him for it now, because we also saw the actual like development in the character development, his development like in ring too. We actually like saw that okay, he actually gets it, and we started to respect him for it. We started cheering him unironically, and now he's loved, and like the heat turned into applause. I feel like Dom he's not a baby face right now. He is technically a heel. He's in a heel stable, right? But I feel like once you get to that point, you need to commit a bit of villain decay. You need to make him do something that's so unreasonably bad that we start booing him again. That's what they did. Like look at Killmonger, right? He's the villain, but then they made him do something that was so irrational that you just couldn't, like, it was irredeemable at that point. He killed his girlfriend, you know, and like when he didn't even need to, and that solidified that okay, this guy is the kind of guy that he will do anything to accomplish his goal, and he has very little regard for human life. That's what we need. That's what needs to happen with Dominik Mysterio, I feel like, if they want to continue with him being a heel. Like, if you're gonna be a heel, commit to the bit. Don't try to have your cake and eat it at the same time. But rather, that's my philosophy anyways. Like, I feel like we don't hate villains anymore. We appreciate them. And it's not the same thing. Like, really, it's not the same thing. And you know what's wild, bro? I feel like it's not just the fans. I feel like that problem is like the wrestlers too. And I know, like, I'm not holding the people that are literally writing and booking these wrestlers accountable, but I prefer not to get into the politics of it all. Like, I'll get into it like in another separate video. But yeah, I'm not saying like they're not responsible either, but like all I'm saying is that's not really the focus for this video, right? But yeah, back to the wrestlers of today. I feel like a lot of them take boos way too personally. Like, I feel like if wrestlers got the amount of heat that the NWO got when they turned, or like that Hulk Hogan got specifically when he turned, I feel like a lot of them would be crying. Like, I feel like a lot of them would genuinely not be able to handle it. Also, that's just like an assumption, but like I feel like social media made it like impossible, like truly like impossible, almost impossible to separate the wrestling character from the person. And you don't just like you don't just play a villain on Monday night, right? You live with the replies, the clips, the DMs, the think pieces. So a lot of people maybe feel like they have to play it safe, like they have to blur the lines now. They do want to be edgy but not hated. They want to go viral, but like I don't think they want to get booed, you know? And the result of that is that nobody wants to be the bad guy, which sucks, bro. Like, I feel like we need villains again. We do have them. Yes, we do. These days, bro, I don't even know anymore. Like, when I watch WWE, it's just like, it's different. I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it because it's different. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. Like when I'm watching, I mentioned like apathy. Like these days, like when I watch wrestling, like I'm just sitting and I'm just like, it's like I'm watching a soap opera. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I'm watching a soap opera. Like even when I'm watching the matches, like on the SmackDowns, or unless it's like a championship match, or unless it's like a match that like part of a story that I'm like really invested in, like usually I'm watching the match because I'm more interested in what's going to happen afterwards. Like I'm more interested in the aftermath rather than like what's going on in the match itself. Which I guess maybe that just means that it's a me thing, and like I'm like finally after 25 years of life I'm growing out of it.
Every time. You are a magnet to get
birthday this weekend.
But also, bro, I think the world has changed. The fans are smarter, you know, we're more empathetic and we're more self-aware than ever. I want to make a video about how the self-awareness is kind of like ruining wrestling for me. But that's a topic for the next video. Literally the next video, check that out, is coming soon after this one. But you know, deep down, bro, I really miss the simplicity. I miss the satisfaction of watching a good finally conquer evil, because I think that's what that's literally what wrestling was. It was a morality play. Good versus evil, hero versus villain, justice versus chaos. That's literally like you watch any documentary and they ask a wrestler or a legend how they would describe wrestling. They would say it's a morality play. That's literally what it is. That's how it started, you know, in the carnivals. That's what wrestling is. It's Shakespeare with suplexes. Without villains, there's no catharsis. Do you think Cody Rhodes finishing the story would have been half as satisfying if he was doing it against Sami Zayn? And this is not a knock on Sami Zayn. It's just to point out the fact that we need villains. We need heels, like true heels, for it to have tension. We need to have someone to root against. It's not just like, it's not enough to just cheer for the babyface, right? You can't. I feel like, in my opinion, you can't tell a great story in wrestling without someone willing to lose their humanity in it. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. We have guys like MJF that, like, I know, like, they've shown that they're capable. MJF is truly like one of the only heels in the industry right now. A lot of the heels, they want respect, and they want, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. But they want that respect. They want the accolades. They want opportunities. A lot of they feel disgruntled. They feel, did I mention this before? Appreciated is one of those words where when a wrestler says it, I'm just like, oh, can you shut? Oh, yo. But like, that causes people to relate more with the heel than they do with the babyface, and that's why like a lot of people are starting to hate on Cody Rhodes. Okay, that's one of the reasons why. There's so many reasons why a lot of people are starting to boo Cody Rhodes. I'll get into that. I don't want to steer off topic, right? But I guess like maybe that's the whole point of everything. Maybe this is the fact that we've like evolved past the old tropes, but in doing so I think we've lost like the purity of hate. I need pure hate. I need like that guttural feeling of hate, like that thing that makes me want to like the thing that was the, you know, that feeling that makes me want to like do a headbutt, like makes me want to headbutt the TV, get in there and like actually fight the villain myself, and actually like, or like if I was attending the show, I would jump the guardrail and like want to, like, you know what I mean? I hope you guys know what I mean. But yeah, bro, like wrestling used to give you people to feel something about, and now it gives you people to analyze, you know? We're in the cinema era of wrestling now, but I feel like we need that balance again, because if I'm being honest, bro, I'd rather feel angry at a character than feel nothing at all. Like, apathy is the worst thing that you can feel while watching wrestling, and it's more often than not what I'm watching, because it feels like I'm just watching to see what they'll do. That's how it really feels. I don't know if that's the experience for everyone else, but yeah, I'll close this by asking, well, not really asking, but like, it's a message to the wrestlers. No one watches my shit. Shout out to everyone that subscribed. 7 subscribers. It's crazy, bro. I only have 2 videos and I have 7 subscribers. I appreciate that shit. Thank you guys. But to the wrestlers, bro, like, what I want to see is, I want them to be the villain, bro. I want them to be the villain, not the cool one, not the ironic one, or I want them to be the real one. want you to make us hate you so bad that like we can't wait to see you lose. Because when that moment comes, bro, when the healer, when face finally wins, that's when wrestling is magical. For me, anyways. But yeah, bro, you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comments, bro. But as for me, bro, I'm Mandi. This is MandiMania. If you miss real villains or you just love pro wrestling that still feels alive, hit subscribe, bro, and tell me in the comments who was the last wrestler that made you really feel hate. I'll see you on the next one. 15 minutes.